one hell of a ride. Oh man. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here. Tetsaiga, you were in the fucking way, but that's awesome because you're cool. Welcome everybody to the Season 2 finale of the InuYasha vlogs. We are 2 seasons done of this magnificent series, and we are talking about a pretty damn good final finale to Season 2, if any, called The Battle of Ryukotsusei Arc. And with that title, it's actually a pretty kick-ass episode. It's a good continuity-driven episode. There's just so much to talk about. So, where we last left off, InuYasha had basically let go of Tetsaiga, taken on his demon form, and now has to find a way to control it. So he goes to Totosai, the blacksmith of Tetsaiga, and says, I need help making sure I don't do anything stupid or dangerous or kill people, which he did, because he's pretty traumatized from last week's episode. And Totosai tells him, well, because you were relying on your father's powers for so long, now you have to harness your own. In order to do that, you need to slay Ryukotsusei. And it's like, what the hell is Ryukotsusei? Well, InuYasha goes to the Valley of Ryukotsusei, must be right next door to the Valley of Guanji, and basically comes across a pinned dragon to a mountain, this giant-ass, one-headed King Ghidorah purple dragon called Ryukotsusei, which was sealed by his father, I think over 200 years ago or something. I can't remember the geography. I think 150. And basically has been sealed away by his father's fang right above his heart. But of course, Naraku, being a complete douchebag that he is in the finale, of course has to make an appearance. I mean, it's the Season 2 finale. You can't do InuYasha without Naraku. Basically, awakens Ryukotsusei and then runs away. Dick. And Ryukotsusei is reawakened and battles InuYasha for the final battle of Season 2, where InuYasha must decide to either let go of Tetsaiga or harness his own power to create a new technique simply known as the Backlash Wave. I really enjoyed this finale. This was a really great way to close off the season. Great final battle between InuYasha and his father's old rival Ryukotsusei, and a great villain design. Our characters get to do a bit more. It's a good finale, and it'll eventually lead to Season 3 and, you know, the first InuYasha movie. Now, in terms of why I think they ended it this way, I think it was because maybe they were pretty much prepping that, at this point, the show was a massive hit in Japan and everything. So, obviously, the movie was already ready to be greenlit and released, I believe that following year in December of 2001. Season 2 had pretty much, Season 1 and 2 started around 2000, 2001. So the first movie was right around the corner, so they had to wrap this up pretty quickly, because what's great about the movies is that they're actually in continuity with the series itself. So, it ends this way, and it will actually pay off later on in the series when we find out more about Ryukotsusei. So apparently, InuYasha's father and him had this huge rivalry, and it leads into later episodes of the series. So, I really enjoy Ryukotsusei as a villain. Again, he's a one-shot villain only for this 2-parter. One thing I will say is I really wish they had saved Ryukotsusei and replaced and had him as essentially where Goshinki was. If they had kept Ryukotsusei from the Goshinki arc onwards, it would have been an interesting dynamic of episodes to have this other villain that's pretty much not fighting with Naraku, but still hates InuYasha and wanting to kill him. So, I think honestly that's where they should have essentially did instead of Goshinki, because you had all these different villains, but I guess Ryukotsusei is sort of the final boss. It's like a video game, essentially. But what a great design. He's essentially a giant dragon with a mask on his head that talks. Like, the dragon mouth never talks. This isn't like Draco from Dragonheart. This is a mask that talks with the dragon just shooting Godzilla-style beams and shit at InuYasha. And in terms of the battle, it's great animation. You could tell the entire animation company put their whole effort into this finale. And on top of that, it's just a simple set of episodes that really bring in the adventure. It has that adventurous tone that we're known for InuYasha. You know, if I was watching this late at night, which I never saw this episode on television, if I saw this late at night, I would have been like, all right, let's go. This would have been a great adventure story. So that's all good. We see characters from before. We see Miyoga comes back. We see all the, you know, it's there's so much fun and excitement in this one, which does lead up to the first movie. So, I overall enjoyed it. It leaves on a very happy note with InuYasha using the Backlash Wave. Now, the Backlash Wave technically is more powerful than the Wind Scar. This technique, InuYasha has to allow the enemy to attack him, and then he pretty much uses Tetsaiga as sort of a mirror, which deflects the energy back at him, and it's a great attack that will definitely come in handy and maybe be a little overused in later episodes, but I digress. But I enjoy the Backlash Wave. It's like this big thing of tornadoes, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just a simple finale, great way to end Season 2 and beyond, and, you know, like, hey, you know, if this had been the finale to the show, I would have had issues with it because Naraku wasn't defeated, but hey, it's a great finale, in terms of Season 2. So, I'd give this one definitely an 8.5 out of 10. It's a decent set of episodes, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, in terms of an overall of Season 2, I felt Season 2 is as good as Season 1, but only by a missing 10% out of 100. If the first season was a 10 out of 10, Season 2 is about a 9 out of 10. It's still pretty damn good. It expands the lore, we introduce new characters, new rivals, new conflicts, the love story's expanded. There's just great chemistry with all our characters, and the action is topped 100%. My only issue is because this is a season I haven't watched much of, because, like, I think Season 1 is where I've watched the most, but onwards it's going to be still a totally different experience for me, because, you know, I'm seeing these all the way through, and it's, you know, you're seeing new stuff here and there, so it's going to be interesting when we get to Season 3. But I think Season 2 is still decent. There are some great episodes in the show, and if I can recommend a few, I'd recommend the arc with Shishomaru and the Dragon's Claw with Tetsaiga introducing Koga. I'd recommend the final battle episode, but I would also recommend the two-parter to where we first met, where it was the rivalry between InuYasha, the kind of love triangle between InuYasha, Kikyo, and Kagome. That is some steamy, good fucking shit. That is easily the highlight of this season, and it is really well done. That's the one I'd recommend the most for the fans in terms of Season 2. But and also Jinnenji Kind Gets Sad. That's a filler episode, but it's one of my personal favorites because it's a King Kong kind of episode. So, those are the ones I'd recommend. So, what's for the future of the InuYasha vlogs? Well, a little bit of housekeeping, guys. Because we are moving out, I'm doing 2 videos in this basement. One is this season finale, but then I'm also going to be doing an update video for next week. But, unfortunately, this will be the last InuYasha vlog for the year. Now, I know you guys are probably a little bit upset about that, but I feel like I've been doing this for pretty much the entire year. I need a break, but it's also because I do have plans for the first movie. I'm not going to say what they are. I'll probably explain it in the update video, but I have plans, and I really want to take my time on the first movie. So, the InuYasha vlogs will continue in 2021 with Season 3. That'll definitely be a given. It'll give me something to do over the first bit of the year and the winter holidays in the new apartment, because, you know, that's one of the reasons why we're cutting it short, because we're going to be really busy with this apartment, and I wouldn't really have much time to do these little side projects. Even though I wanted to actually take a break and have a breather for a bit. And on top of that, it's a good place to end off, because technically, Season 2 is where the series ends on Netflix. Netflix has the first and second season and the 4 movies, yet not the rest of the series, which, what the hell. But, you know, hey, that's where you gotta get the DVDs. And by the way, Viz, if you want to send me a copy of the Blu-rays, I'd really appreciate it. So, if you can, at my email address in the description below. But, yeah, just to let you guys know, this will be the last InuYasha episode vlog of the year. We're still going to talk about the show. We're still going to talk about the updates on Yashahime, as well as other things. That's going to be actually next week. But, of course, I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the Season 2 finale of InuYasha? Let me know in the comment section below. And, of course, all the these videos are being made for Patreon. If you guys want to go down there, just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content, as well as other special features. As well, all the funds will be going towards a potential InuYasha fan film in the future. So, yeah, tune in next time. We're going to give an update on Yashahime, a couple updates, and one is an exclusive for us. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So, like, comment, subscribe. This is BigJackFilms signing off, saying, I'm going to miss this setup. But we're going to have a better one next year. Take care.